morning. I wanted to address a few things about the rally I'm going to try to put together. It, first of all, is extremely casual. Nothing is locked in a vault to where it can't change. I think we're being influenced by not only health concerns with COVID, but the weather. It has rained here at some portion during the day, I think for every day for as long as I can remember, for last month maybe. And we've got rain in the forecast. Let's take it. Let's be glad we've got water and our health. But I wanted to mention a couple things before we get into the schedule. The times that are on the schedule are subject to change. I have several staff members who have had COVID recently and one who has it presently. Hopefully that person will get over it in time for the rally. It's a few days before I start setting up over in Cades Cove. So just keep that in mind. I think health is number one. We have to stay healthy, and we have to take care of one another. About the registration, there is no cost for this event. It's a free event. You come and go as you wish. You can ride as much or as little as you want. Hopefully, this will enable you to develop your little niche in what you want to do. How fast you want to ride, who you want to ride with, where you want to ride, and when you want to ride. I've outlined a couple of things that I just kind of to get the ball rolling, if you will. And I'll outline those on the schedule. But it's a very casual event, and that's the way I would like to keep it. I want you to come into town and just feel comfortable. The registration by email to logbuilder@mindspring.com is the only way you will get a name badge. I need your email and the number of people, actually the names of the people who will be attending. Do you have to do this? No. It's entirely up to you. If you want a name badge, send me an email. And there will be some further entitlement with the name badge. I'll explain later on the merit feathers, which is I hope just for fun, okay? But I'll get into that a little bit later, and not in this video, a separate video. I'm calling that a merit program. So you will be entitled to feathers, different colors, different sizes, depending on what your contribution is to the event, whether you're helping out or just attending some of these various activities. The Cades Cove headquarters, it probably shouldn't be called a headquarters, but for lack of better terminology, let's just keep it at headquarters. I plan on being there pretty much the entire day on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This whole event is centered around Cades Cove. I want you to come and experience Cades Cove, not only as a cyclist, but there's also things that you can do while you're there. And even on Tuesday and Thursday, if you don't want to ride with the traffic, visit some of the cabins, learn about the area. So this is really all about Cades Cove. The rest surrounding those 3 days is kind of fluff. If you want to make a vacation out of it, that's what I hope to help you with. It just so happens this year we're working into a Labor Day weekend. That was all a fallout of having the event on the last vehicle-free day at Cades Cove for this year, for 2021. Above all, be respectful. not only to fellow writers, to the staff members who I've asked to help me. They're not getting paid. They're volunteers who have skills in areas that I've asked them to help, in which I've asked them to help. Campers, if you do visit the campsite for the headquarters, it is imperative that you respect other campers. I will not tolerate misbehavior in there. You will be asked to leave if you cannot be respectful. That's the way it's going to be. And you will not be invited back if you can't be respectful. Also, to plant life and to animals. You're visiting an area that belongs to Mother Earth. And with that are the plant life and the animals. So again, I use the word respectful. That's your job. Be respectful and enjoy what you experience while you're here. If you want something to do in Cades Cove that's a little bit different, gather some firewood. We can have a campfire at the campsite. We can buy wood that's seasoned specifically for use on federal land because it's been treated to rid itself of bugs. But you can pick up downed wood. You cannot use a chainsaw, but you can pick up downed wood, and that would really help us out around the campsite. I will be foraging for sticks and logs and things, but if you want something to do as you ride around on your trike or in your car, just be respectful. But you are entitled to gather downed and dead wood in the park. So that would help if you want something to do and you're not assigned a task. Gather some firewood. The activity schedule. I'm going to go through it real quickly. This is the one dated 8/4 of 2021, and it might change, but it's not going to change a lot. There may be things on the schedule that we don't do, primarily because of weather. I'm not going to change the schedule because of the weather. That would be a constant circle. You never get there. But let's just start with Monday. Actually, on Sunday, I'm going to be setting the rain fly up that'll protect a small tent. I've modified my headquarters this year because of the constant threat of rain. I'm just going to put up a big rain fly and a small tent where I can camp out a few of the nights, and that'll be home base. But I'm going to set that up on Sunday. You're welcome to come up there after 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. I've got a couple of people who will be there, and we'll plan what to do, if anything. Probably ice cream, of all things. We got to have our ice cream. But on Monday, I will make a trip up there just to kind of check on things, make sure everything stayed intact. I don't know if I'll pull my trailer up there, which will have my trike in it and everything else, coffee maker, tables, snacks and things. But I'm not going to be set up there on Monday per se, because Monday evening I would like to have a ride starting at the Pigeon Forge Community Center parking lot. And the ride, I'm going to target 5 o'clock on Monday. This would be the 30th of August. It's just a very hastily put together ride, nothing special, other than riding the Greenway in Pigeon Forge. Let's just say we're not going to do any street riding. I want to tailor what we do to the group who attends. and it may only be one person, it may be a dozen, it may be 2 dozen. We'll tailor what we do around who shows up. Pigeon Forge Community Center, right behind Kroger's on the Weir Valley Road. Pretty easy to find. If you need directions, call me or just ask somebody. So we'll ride Pigeon Forge Monday evening. On Tuesday, I will be at Cades Cove from 8 to 4. Really just hanging out. I'll have fresh coffee, a brand new Bunn coffee maker, and I fixed 2 pots of coffee today. It's good. So you're welcome to come by for coffee. I'll probably have donuts and a few things just to kickstart your day. A couple of things that I wanted to clarify on the schedule. Going back to Tuesday, I have Rick Turner is going to give a very important clinic, lecture type clinic on bear and cycling management in Cades Cove. The clinic will begin at 9 o'clock and it'll be held next to the campground store, and if available we'll actually be holding it in the pavilion right behind the store or in the side yard. And if you can, bring your trike, because that would just add some pizzazz, I think, to the scene, if you will. So 9 o'clock Tuesday morning, Rick Turner will give this clinic, and I'll talk about these merit feathers later, but in order to get a pretty nice Cades Cove merit feather, you'll need to attend that clinic and, of course, have your name tag. What else we got going on Tuesday? That's about it. It's kind of a laid-back day. If you have any questions, even if you don't ride, you're welcome to drive up to Cades Cove at the camp store and park in that parking lot. Don't be riding your car in the campground. Park at the campground store, and you can almost throw a rock onto the headquarters, my tent and rain fly. You can walk just along the side of the camp store, and there's a little path that goes right practically back into the backside of the B11 campsite. And I give you that information because in an emergency, if you need help or if you need something, there's probably not going to be many other places for you to go. And I don't want to involve the Park Service into mundane things. As inappropriate as it might seem for me to run a headquarters in a campground, let me handle those simple things. If you're broken down, I hope to have help there. Maybe we can give you a lift into town. You know, that sort of thing. So we'll just play it by ear. Going back, be respectful. Going back to that one word, be respectful. That's on Tuesday. Wednesday, vehicle-free ride day at Cades Cove, and this is what the entire event is centered around. Parking will be an absolute nightmare, early morning to late morning. It starts thinning out, I would imagine, around noontime, but just bring your patience when you come to ride in Cades Cove. I strongly want to encourage you to get a campsite, if for no other reason than just to park. Campsite is $25 a day from 11 o'clock till noon. Kind of odd hours if you're coming to Cades Cove. Get 2 days. You've got a guaranteed spot to park. You can park 2 cars, 6 people to a campsite. If you just park there, it's your garage. It's your private area. So that's what I'm hoping to encourage you to do. Might be kind of late this year, but let's think about next year and the year after. Get involved. Help the park people out by having a place to park. Enough said. I don't know how much riding I'm going to be doing. I have a gentleman in the next camp spot next to me who has Parkinson's, and he is my job. Besides trying to coordinate things, I want to help Dennis enjoy the moment as much as I possibly can. He's a wonderful gentleman. I hope you get to meet him. Hope he gets to ride. We've got a wonderful, well-equipped trike. You'll probably never see another trike as equipped, lavishly equipped as Dennis's trike. So I'm just going to be kind of hit and miss. This is your event. You come to ride. Don't expect a whole lot from me other than just trying to coordinate things. And just come to have a good time. And I will do my best to help you do that. On Wednesday, Mark Power will be visiting the headquarter campground site at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If you need repairs on your trike or bike, please plan on being there. And Mark has made his services available, which I think is it's a tremendous asset to a rally. Mark is a first-class mechanic, and I think for him to make himself available, I believe Linda's coming up with him. So please plan on being there around the 2 o'clock Wednesday afternoon time slot. I don't know how long you'll be there. If nobody shows up to have their bicycle repaired, he'll be there until the hamburgers run out. Okay? Perhaps. There is a ride scheduled for Thursday. It will be a Townsend ride at 10 o'clock. Same particulars I mentioned earlier. Meet at the parking spot right across the street from the KOAs, right before you go into the park area. It's one of the last commercial areas before you get into the Cades Cove Y, what we call the Y, where all the highways converge there. So Paul Whipple is going to lead that ride at 10 o'clock on Thursday. There will be no rain date for that ride. It'll be that one-time shot. If it works, fine. And it may be that some group shows up, and it may even be that the weather forecast will open it up in the afternoon or early after lunch. Paul will have to go to work mid-afternoon, so we're kind of on a tight schedule, but we'll make the best of it. Hopefully by then you will have met other riders. You can develop little kindred relationships and zero in on exactly what you want to do, where you want to ride and when, or where you want to eat. So Thursday's kind of a catch-all. We're going to leave it like that. On Friday, I'm going to be relocating the equipment at the campsite, the trailer, the rain fly, the tent. Everything's going to come out hopefully on Friday, because Friday I need to bring it back to the house here. This is my backyard. I need to bring it back to the house because Friday night I would like to have another ride in Pigeon Forge, and let's just say 5 o'clock at the community center. And this could be a rain date for the Monday, okay? But this is a little bit different ride because it's the weekend, and it's really going to be more of an opportunity for me to chill out because I'm closer to home. I will be more relaxed, knowing that we've had a few days to do some things, all of us. So Friday is just kind of it's kind of a fun day for me because it's right before the weekend. I mean, it's going to be a big weekend. Traffic is going to be gnarly, okay? If you come into town anytime this week, bring patience, and you might even want to borrow somebody else's patience to bring along with you. It can get pretty crowded. So just take your time, and enjoy yourself. Even if you enjoy the moment on a detour. That's when you get old, you learn to do that. So Friday is just another one of those. We'll see what happens. But Friday night, Pigeon Forge. Now on these Pigeon Forge rides, there's a shopping center not very far off of the Greenway. You got REI, you've got Coleman, and I have some things, some giveaway items for REI in particular that I want to kind of hold on to, because if we can get the group to do just a short street travel over to the shopping center before we get back on the Greenway, I think it'd be fun. We'll see what the crowd wants to do. Hopefully we'll have a crowd, and go from there. So that's Friday. Saturday. Now all of that week, if people just show up and want to ride, that's okay. I've always enjoyed bombing somebody else's event, and you guys do too. And that's fine. You probably won't have a name badge because you didn't send me an email. I mean, it takes time to put all this together. But you're welcome to ride. And again, I do ask that you be respectful. We may not know one another, but that doesn't entitle us to be disrespectful. However, when it comes to Saturday, I'm going to have you guys come over here. Let's say at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You're welcome to come over. Bring a chair and sit down here. Put the chair in the water, and it is cold here. This water is right out of the Smoky Mountains through Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge and Weirs Valley. And all that water comes right here. It is cold. If it's hot out, you can chill right here. I've got kayaks. You're welcome to play with the kayaks. If somebody comes with a pickup truck, we can head over to the apple barn across the parkway, dump you out in a kayak, and let you float down here. You go down, you can go downstream and come back next to the shore pretty easily. I've got inner tubes, brand new in boxes. You're welcome to them. So it's kind of a play day. I say 2 o'clock. That's going to give me an opportunity to sleep in. Maybe I'm not going to sleep in, but it sounds good. Just to kind of get ready for the day. I want to get my rain fly back up in the yard because we're going to have a bonfire that night, and music is set up. I've got four-time national champion banjo picker going to come by and just play with us for about an hour. And I want it to be more than just music. I want it to be an experience, not only for you guys, but for him. A banjo picker and a group of cyclists, you gotta be kidding me. No, I'm not kidding you. So anyway, that's an overview. Now, I visited the Applewood Farmhouse Restaurant, which is not very far from here. And I've talked to the special events director, and he has been overwhelmingly receptive about us coming over as a group and enjoying food. I had some people with reserved feeling about sitting indoors in a group. Well, there's patio available out there, and if we ride our trikes and bikes, I got one biker coming, we can park those under a shade tree right off the patio area so we can watch our equipment. Your equipment's going to be safe. And I think that experience will be great. If we do that on Saturday, we'll elect what time. Probably late afternoon before we can get back here by, say, 7 o'clock. So around 5-ish maybe, we'll head over there. It's going to be crowded. I can make reservations. I will make those, and I can, I've already discussed this with the events coordinator there. I need at least an hour's notice to let him know what's going on so that they can set up staff and so forth. I think that would be, of all the experiences all week, if you've never eaten at the Applewood farmhouse or the Apple Barn, please plan on attend. The cost will be up to you. I mentioned no cost for the event. You pay as you go. If you want to ride over there and sit outside with a tub of apple fritters on your trike, do it. Okay, but please try to come. The Saturday events will only be available to people with this badge. Okay, and I do that because I just don't want people to show up and we not know who they are or how to get in touch with them if health concerns to warrant getting back to somebody. So that's all I ask of you. Just email me so you can have a badge and be in that loop for Saturday's event. Okay. Otherwise, you're on your own to do something else away from my home. I hope you understand that. That's really about it. Now, I've got some campers. We'll be camping out in a tent here on Saturday night, and you are welcome to camp out. We have shower facilities. I'll try my best to take care of you guys, okay? I'm not set up to do a lot lavishly, but in an emergency we can do it all, okay? I won't have outdoor porta potties, but I have a half bath, shop bath, and I'll probably assign someone with a key. I don't want to leave the house just open for people to come and go. So I have some help showing up on Saturday only. People are taking care of my house in my absence. So I'm feeling pretty good about Saturday, even as much as I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. But if my imagination provides just a few of the things that will happen, we're going to have a good time. It's going to be fun. It will be a rewarding experience for you. I mentioned going to the Apple Barn. There's CC's Pizza. We can ride over there. We can ride over to Chocolate Monkey. All this is pretty much within the subdivision for ice cream. Chocolate Monkey for ice cream. We can do that. In fact, we probably should plan on doing that. Mid-afternoon when it's hot, let's go out and we'll get some ice cream. I will have drinks here. I will have a drink tub and snacks, okay, through the day. If this gets rained out, there's nothing I can do about it. There is no rain date for the Saturday activity here. Again, for those who have registered. But if you're here Saturday and you still want to linger around and do something on Sunday, if you're not, camped out in your car here on my lawn all night, several acres, you've plenty of place to park. Come back in the morning and maybe we can do a repeat and go to the Apple Barn for breakfast. They open up at 8 o'clock, and that too has been discussed with the events coordinator over there. This weekend, Labor Day weekend, is evolving. And I won't know any more at this moment about what's going to happen until we get there. So the weekend starts, and we'll make the best of it. If we have bad weather, maybe we can all meet someplace. You got to understand that. I don't want to lock in too much. Now, I do have a pavilion reserved for Saturday afternoon from 3 to 9. I did that a long time ago. It is behind the community center. If it's just absolutely rainstorm, I had scheduled my banjo player to pick over there. Right at the moment, I don't know what the weather's going to be like Saturday afternoon. I will have a rain fly here, which I had not planned on when I reserved the pavilion there, actually on the Greenway in Pigeon Forge. It's right behind the community center, next to the tennis courts. You have to kind of drive around there. There is a restroom facility there, restroom, men and women, separate. It's covered. There are picnic tables. I'm not going to do a whole lot there. It's just too much on a Labor Day weekend to try to transport everything. So that's just kind of an emergency thing. If it's just a hog waller rainstorm, we can meet over there and just make a memory of something. I feel sorry for the banjo player. It may end up being the banjo is going to be a kayak paddle. I don't know. I'll talk to Gary, and I want to reserve a cancellation with him. You know, I'll take care of Gary, but I don't want to put him in bad weather. That's just not fair for any of us. So we'll try to do what we can, and again, Sunday morning might be a carryover. If somebody wants to ride someplace on Sunday, I'm not against that. There are some beautiful trails that I wouldn't even think about doing in a group unless you are really serious about riding. And we can ride Sevierville. We can do 25. We can ride from the house and go anywhere. Paul and I ride and go through Pigeon Forge, or we go up through Sevierville onto the Veterans Boulevard. We'll put in 20-25 mile loop. With a group of mixed riders, probably not a good idea. But a tailored group of passionate riders, I'm open to ideas. So anyway, that's really it. I'm going to cover the merit feather system in a separate video. It's something I've never seen done before, but it's kind of an incentive to be involved and to do different rides for different color feathers. Staff members will have different feathers. I mean, I'll explain that in that video. So for now, the schedule as of the moment is on 8/4. That's the one I'm looking at. And the one thing I did not mention, if we ride to the apple barn, I also have some gifts from Orvis, which is right next to the apple barn. And if you've never been to Orvis, it's basically a fly fisherman's paradise. But in the back corner of the store, there are some really neat things for dogs. Really neat stuff for dogs. If you have a dog you want to pamper, let's go to Orvis and go to the back left-hand corner, and you'll be in Gaga land. Okay. Other than that, that's about it. My phone number 865-654-5454. I don't even have the phone with me now, but I look at it occasionally. Other than that, just come to have a good time, and know that there will be other people who are doing exactly what you're doing. They're going to be lost. They're not going to know what's going on, but they'll discover something, not only about what they can do, but they'll discover something about themselves. And I think that's a lot of this. That's a lot of this event. Find out something about yourself and how to treat other people and be respectful of the land. That was one of the main reasons I even thought about having an event. I felt bad about things not being perfect for everybody. That's life. So if you can tolerate imperfection and make the best of it, you are certainly welcome to come. With that said, let's ride.